Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. This is your humble servant, Mike S. Miller, here with you once again to talk about things and stuff. This is Blacklist Universe. Sorry, my hair's mess. There's my nerdy son working on my video. Are you done with my video yet? Close enough?
Wonderful.
Okay. At any rate, Sushi and Comics. What the heck? Yeah. Let me put my headphone on so you don't have to listen to my son blasting that stuff. Or you could put the headphones on. That might be easier. This might sound better if I'm microphoning myself. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So I go out to lunch today with my mother, and we're heading from La Jolla home and she wants to have sushi. So I remembered suddenly that there's this place in San Diego called Sushi Ota, which is in Pacific Beach, which was like literally a mile away from where we were when we decided we wanted to eat there. And I had always wanted to eat at this place. This place had the most fantastic reputation. My mom and my wife went and ate there when this little guy was born. It's like over 17 years ago. And online and everywhere, Sushi Ota had the best reputation of all the sushi places, sushi joints. Of all the sushi joints in all the world, we had to walk into that one. And so, yeah, we bopped in there. It wasn't crazy busy because it was like winding down. It was like 1:30. They closed at 2. So, but it was still busy. After all these years, it was still busy. And so we went in, sat down, expecting to just have the best sushi experience ever. And, we ordered. It looked great. Presentation was wonderful. But it just wasn't, it didn't live up to the hype. My mom was really disappointed. My mom has run a couple sushi restaurants in her life. And so she's a bit of a snob about it. The thing that she was griping about the most was she got was it a chirashi bowl? It's like a sashimi on top of rice bowl, and she got the deluxe one, and it didn't have any of the very expensive good stuff you expect when you're paying $35 for a bowl of rice with some raw fish on it. So, but the thing she was most disappointed in was the rice, and this will all make sense. Just stick with me. So the rice, it was long grain rice, which, if you know anything about Japanese cuisine, it's short grain rice, and short grain rice and long grain rice don't taste the same. The length of it is not just it's not just the length of it that's different. Although the length of it also changes the texture of the rice as you're eating it. And so long grain rice is most often used in Indian and sometimes Chinese cuisine. But in Japanese, no one uses long grain rice in Japanese cuisine. And sushi rice is also supposed to have a certain amount of vinegar. Gosh, I think they might even put sugar in it. I can't remember. I haven't made sushi rice in a very long time. But the rice itself is supposed to, it's like you could eat the rice by itself and it's just this wonderful, tasty treat. It's not just water, rice, slap a piece of dead fish on it. That's not real sushi. That's 7-Eleven sushi. And my food, I got nigiri sushi. I got salmon belly, hamachi, yellowtail belly. The belly is supposed to be the best, fattiest, most melt in your mouth part of the fish, and it wasn't bad. But when you're going to a restaurant that's supposed to be the best in San Diego, it wasn't bad is not good enough. And the hirame, I got halibut belly, and it's supposed to be like there's this other place in San Diego. This is just the bomb. They take it, they do a nice long strip, they use a torch and they burn part of it so that it's got a little crisper texture and the raw side too. This was like these two little tiny thin strips that I saw him use the torch on it, but apparently he didn't know what he was doing because they were just straight raw, which, didn't taste bad or anything, but it wasn't like, I go to Bamboo and I get that and it's like, Homer Simpson drooling on the side of your mouth and stuff. So that, the salmon belly was cut a little thin, and I know I'm getting into all these little gripes and whatnot, but I have a larger point. It was a disappointment. It was a disappointment because of its reputation, of what I've heard from my mother, my wife, from other people who've been there. I had never been there. I'd never been there in my life, and I'd always wanted to go, but it's all the way on the other side of town. And I don't want to drive a half an hour to go get dinner. And so, yeah, I won't be going there again. But remember I said at the beginning of this, it was still busy. Marvel, DC. Marvel, let's just talk about Marvel, because to a greater extent, it's Marvel. Marvel is still busy. They're not what they once were. They are not. When I was a kid, Marvel was it. I loved Marvel. I bought like maybe 2 books from DC. I mean, everybody bought New Teen Titans when I was a kid, so that's one. And Man of Steel. Okay, maybe 3 or 4 books. But anyways, but Marvel was my bag of chips. Marvel was producing just fantastic stuff. It was the house of ideas. It created the best, most interesting, most original storylines, the most diversity. And I don't just mean of character, of color of skin. I mean diversity of storyline. Like you can have a dark, intense, brutal story like Daredevil from Frank Miller, and then you could have just a colorful, just energetic, explosive kind of storyline from Walt Simonson's Thor, and everything in between. I mean, X-Men was my favorite, Fantastic Four, but everything had its own flavor. Everything was seasoned just right. Everything was cut to the right thickness. The rice was perfect. And 40 years later, Marvel is still busy, not as busy as they once were, but what you have are regular customers, like the regular customers that didn't notice that the edge was coming off, the blush was coming off the rose, that the rice wasn't quite as good as it used to be. They switched some out of the ingredients. They lost their way. And so you're not introducing new customers to keep those lines going out the door, but you've got those hardcore collectors, those hardcore fans who have stuck it out for 40 years. Kind of like when I will sit through a really bad movie because I just need to see how it ends. That to me kind of seems like where Marvel is now. And it's sad because I'm sure with just a few little tweaks here and there, Sushi Ota could be what it once was. And if it was, then if it did, then maybe they'd have to buy another building, or I don't know. It is. the correlation just seemed to hit me when I was driving home, you know, with a full belly, but a measure of disappointment. I would have rather have gone to one of my more local sushi places because I know the quality there and the consistency there will be great. It's like this place, Royal India. I used to go there all the time. Indian cuisine, downtown San Diego. Because of the quality, the consistency, and just fantastic curries. And the last time we went there, this is funny because I'm not a marble completist. I know a lot of you probably are, and probably, you know, like you've been collecting for 30, 40 years. You've got every single episode of this, that, or the other, and you can't stand the idea of not getting the new ones because you don't want to ever not have the complete collection. But I wasn't like that. I was like, Paul Smith left X-Men, I'm out. They changed the taste at the restaurant. I'm done. We haven't been back to Royal India in 2 or 3 years, and it used to be a relative regular haunt. But that's, for me, it's like it takes one bad experience for me to be like, you know what, I'm not going to go, because I have a family of 7. I'm not going to go spend $120, $140 on dinner with my family if it's not going to be something worth the time and money. I mean, you know, that's a lot of money to spend on your family. Thankfully, it was just me and my mom at this sushi restaurant, Sushi Ota. Ota, get your act together. Marvel, get your act together. We would appreciate it if you could get back to your glory days and stop destroying, well, I'm not going to say stop destroying sushi. But it's their own fault, you know. Let me see if I can get into my dashboard and see if you guys want to talk about this at all. I should be drawing right now, but it is so blinking hot in here for some unknown reason, because it's not that hot outside, that my palms are clammy and I can't draw with clammy palms. So I'm trying to see if I can get the house to cool down before I bother building my channel. I could probably do this faster on my iPad. So, yeah, I'm good on the iPad. YouTube. There. Sushi and comics. What the heck? 90 of you are watching me talk about sushi and comics. This is funny. Oh, okay, I got one super chat. Gojirify. Good sushi, need no soy. Sabolski, sushi, much soy. Funny. Gojirify for $2. Thank you very much. This bad boy. You have too much electronic equipment on. That's usually the case in my house. This computer is not on. We only have one on. I have this iPad. My daughter's streaming something, and that's it. Usually it's twice as much, so hopefully my stream isn't bad right now. Gojirify, I do know what you mean. We're currently being haunted by kamikaze soldiers from 80 years ago. Oh, was I having trouble here earlier? Let me scroll up and see what. Can bad sushi make you puke? Oh, yes. You don't want fish that's been there a little too long. Nothing like getting super stoked for sushi and it ends up sucking. Yeah, right? I mean, because, you know, sushi is not cheap. This is not like, you know, Denny's. This sushi is an expensive proposition. Oh, now 94 of you are here. Fantastic. So if you want recommendations in San Diego, I know of 2 places that are consistently really good. Taboo, which is in Rancho San Diego. I'm East County, so I can't tell you what's downtown. I haven't tried a lot of sushi downtown. But if you're in East County, or near East County, because the other one's in Grossmont area. It's Bamboo, B-A-N-B-U. Yeah, consistently really good good cuts of nigiri sushi, and some other good little plates. They have a tuna maguro salad there that's just, we love it. We get it every time we share it. So Bamboo and Taboo if you want to check out some fantastic sushi in San Diego towards the East County. Hamachi or bust. I love hamachi. I love good hamachi. Oh, that's one thing. Okay, and my mom's sushi bowl, chirashi bowl. She doesn't like hamachi. She's over hamachi. So she gave me her hamachi, which those were the two best pieces of fish I had there. And hamachi's not the expensive fish, right? So, but they were just sashimi. And the really weird thing was the chef cut my hamachi, because I ordered 2 pieces of nigiri hamachi as well. He cut them off of the same piece of fish, but for some reason they were just not as good. I don't know what he managed to do to them. It's beyond my understanding. But those individual pieces are really good. Nothing like that. I love Yellowtail and hamachi. Yellowtail is hamachi. Detective Steve shipping. Hamachi is literally Yellowtail. So, hamachi or bust. I think you might be thinking of yellowfin. Yellowfin tuna is, I don't know if that's maguro. I know tuna is maguro, but albacore tuna is something else. They have individual names for the different tunas and whatnot. So anyways, Japanese man speak with parable tongue. So is this your new pitch, Mike? Opening a sushi bar that sells comics? I totally would. That would be great. Sierra Westgate, Mike, what's up? Marvel was good sushi. Now it's bad sushi under new management. All you can eat sushi. Yes. Yes. Marvel is now the kind of sushi you get on a little boat that floats past your table, that's gone around the restaurant 12 times, getting flies and dried out and stuff. That's Marvel now. Grilled eel, please. What's going on, good people? Headband, headphone, samurai. Yeah, I had this on at the sushi restaurant. My wife's like, that's an interesting look. I got into Marvel during the Chris Claremont days, Fedora the Horrible says. Absolutely, that is when I got on too. Can you turn that down, please, Elijah? I can hear it through my headphones. Yeah, Chris Claremont was on X-Men. It was a great ride. I have no idea what he is even doing nowadays. Totally correct. Thank you. Hi, genius. Oh, retarded genius. Hello, all. Hello, retarded genius. Hello. How are you doing? Are you new here? If you're new here and you just came to listen to me talk about the sushi, please click like and subscribe and hit the bell, ring the bell for notifications. Because otherwise they don't tell you, and sometimes you still don't get your notifications anyways. Okay. Thick is best. If you're talking about sashimi or sushi, I don't agree with that. There's a right thickness. There's a right amount of rice to go with your sushi. Some places will just glob on as much rice as possible. Some places will make tiny pieces of rice because they think that makes them seem more generous or whatever. But there is a right ratio of rice to fish, because rice, it adds to the experience and the flavor. So it's really not as just random as probably 95% of the sushi restaurants out there think it is. Burns' Man of Steel is better than Bendis' Man of Steel, which is better than Mark Waid's Man of Steel. Bird's Man of Steel is the bomb. Kirby equals fresh uni. Cebulski equals warm, old, pukey uni. I gotta tell you, I hate uni. Any way you slice it, fresh or otherwise. I can't eat it anymore because I'm now allergic to shellfish, so that's a moot point. But yeah, never been a fan of uni. Humphrey Bear likes good pizza, though. I hear a pulsing sound. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. Okay. Mike has sushi rage. Mike has sushi disappointment, and Mike has Marvel disappointment. Mike has a world of disappointment. Poison, poison, tasty fish. Let's see. Everyone's saying what they liked in old comics. Yeah, yeah. And now, gosh, wouldn't it be great if we could just get control of Marvel for like 5 years, right? If we could get control for Marvel for like 5 years, just as an experiment to show Disney what could be done with the House of Ideas and all these fantastic characters. So great. If anyone, Soyber Frog says, if anyone is qualified to talk restaurants, it's a professional Benihana chef. Thanks. Let me jump back down. Probably more. Yeah, that's all. Oh, yeah. Hey, Edwin Boyette for $4.99. Should I stop and pick up a Marvel comic and we read it on Aloha Hour? I mean, that might be a fun little experiment. Nasser, Michael says, Mike, I don't want to alarm you, but I think Nasser is in your house. Beep, beep, boop. Nasser 913, Blacklist Universe. Do you think Marvel can be saved? Personally, I think it is. I think unless they get a few normies in charge, they're done in 5 years or fewer. Well, like I was saying, I think there are enough just completists and enough leftist ideologues reading comics that they can maintain a certain level of sales, but they're certainly not taking advantage of their catalog to produce, wide appeal. I mean, it's a business. You want to reach as many people as possible. Instead, they're trying to pigeonhole their audience into left-wing appreciation. It's I don't know. I don't want to complain. I know I'm complaining. It's just, it's hard. I was just trying to make the correlation that, yeah, we could save it. Marvel could be saved. I don't think it's in their, I don't think it's in their plans, unfortunately. Have you ever heard of Masa Takayama? He makes sushi world-class sushi. I saw him on Bourdain. No. Masa Takayama. No. But one of the restaurants my mom used to run was called Sushi Masa in San Jose. It really went downhill after she left because my mom is like I said, she's a sushi snob. She is a quality control psycho. She, that's why both of her restaurants were super popular and always packed, and she would have to actually kick people out because they would stay too long, and they would always have a line of people out the door. But it's because, hey, quality control determines the quality of your entire business, right? My mom was a quality control nut, so therefore the rest of the business ran well. That's what Marvel needs. They need a CEO or a EIC, someone to just be a freaking quality control Nazi. Not like a Hitler Nazi, like the soup Nazi. No pages for you, no, no scripts for you. You suck. Just somebody that'll spend all of their time going through everything that comes in, and and maybe two. You need a editorial quality control, and you need an art director that's focused. Their jobs are focusing on quality control. And if they could do that, you would have a good company. I'm going to be the quality control for Blacklist Universe. I am a quality control nut, just like my mother, and so Blacklist Universe is going to produce great quality stuff, regardless who's working on it, because I will be overseeing every freaking thing that comes out. So, yeah, Jim Shooter. That is who we need. We need a Jim Shooter. Wow, what would happen if Marvel just straight kicked everybody and hired Jim Shooter to run shop again? That would be so interesting. I know a lot of people didn't like working with him, but you know what? People don't like working with people they know are right. Because, you know, egos. Crowder is on. Bye-bye. Later, Brian. Crowder is on. Jim Shooter McGavin. My 99 viewers will now dwindle to 98. Uh-oh, it's 98. Anyone else going to watch Crowder right now? Get the difference. Blacklist Universe is making comics great again. Yes, absolutely. And yes, again, I know I haven't been pimping it enough because, you know, the campaign is over, so I just kind of wanted to take a rest from being a salesman of my own product. But 97 viewers, they're all going to Crowder. They're going to Crowder. Lone Star is still available on the Indiegogo as an in-demand store. So if you haven't gotten it yet, please do pick it up. If you're a retailer or know a retailer who wants to pick it up, we still do have the retailer packages available. So please do check into it. Ooh, bump back up to 99. Maybe Crowder's not on yet. 98. I'm just watching it tick up and down. But yeah, LoneStarComic.com. My son is currently not working on the video.
Exporting.
It's exporting? Okay. So we have a cool new video, a commercial that I'll be uploading here to YouTube and then also to the Indiegogo. So you guys can check that out. It's going to be, I'm trying to bring in my Injustice fans. So it's specifically targeted towards them. It's like talking about how, you know, I did all these awesome scenes in Injustice, or these important scenes, however you want to phrase it, and then saying, you know, and here's what I'm doing now. So hopefully that commercial will gather some steam. I'm gonna also be probably putting some money into advertising it on Facebook and direct advertising onto YouTube. Injustice fan right here, right on, Dick. Dick McJackass. That's his name. I have to say it out loud. Dick, I hope you're a regular. If you're not, please subscribe. I'm on here a couple times a day usually. So great move bringing in the Injustice fans, sir. Thank you, John Piner. Yeah, I mean, you guys have heard me say it probably 3 or 4 times now. There's so many Injustice fans on YouTube. I just need to find a way to bring them in. So got to figure it out. Got to find ways to do it. And this is one of the first things I'm going to be doing, is trying to create Injustice-friendly targeted advertising. So if you guys know any other Injustice fans, please get them in here. By all means, please do. Carlton76 for Australian $5. Hey, Mike. Did you say Will Callion has put up an Indiegogo for Grimm? I did see that, Carlton. There's a Carlton 76. Yes, Will Callion has put up an Indiegogo for his. Is it for Grimm or is it for Alpha Dog Studios? I've been kind of going back and forth with Will because I don't understand his stance on certain things. And I mean, Will's a brother and a friend, but my association with a certain group of creators seems to be something he doesn't want to be associated with, and it just seems like he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Or I may just not understand what his position is. I mean, he's a good guy. I don't want to bash him at all. And I'd be happy to promote him if it seemed like, I don't know, it's confusing. It's all confusing to me. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, go to Indiegogo, look for Will Callaghan or Grimm, Grimn. Check it out. Will is a great creator. I don't know, sometime down the road, I'd probably tap him to do some character designs for me, because I think that's his strongest suit is character design. He does some very cool, very interesting character designs, stuff I'd probably like to play with. But yeah, check him out. 30 minutes late. Sorry, Falling into Destiny, you missed my whole sushi tirade. So not Comicsgate and not a scammer. Will definitely not a scammer. No. And not Comicsgate. And that's sort of where the contention is. You know, it's not like I won't promote people who aren't Comicsgate. But if you specifically say you don't want to be associated with Comicsgate, then I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I am Comicsgate. So if you don't want to be associated with Comicsgate, but you want my promotion, but I am Comicsgate, you see where this middle hazy ground is? I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with Will. So I haven't had him on. I don't mind having him on. But I just feel like it's going to get contentious if we do, because I'm going to be like, because people, like right here, people in the chat always, whenever I bring anybody on, the first question is, are they Comicsgate? Or the last question is, are they Comicsgate? Somewhere along the lines, you guys want to know, are they Comicsgate? And it's fine if I just say no, right? They're not Comicsgate. But then, I don't know, it's confusing. And it's I really feel like it's damaging my friendship with Will because of the confusion. Ooh, ching-chong. Oh no, I don't want to eat on that. No, because then my mouth will get all, no, I don't want all the oil in my mouth. Take a stand. Side with making comics awesome again. Embrace Comicsgate. That's weird. He was using the Comicsgate hashtag when promoting his GoFundMe. Rag Grizz Reborn says, that confused the hell out of me. Well, actually, you know what? He said something. Gosh, I don't want to. It's just confusing for me. And until I get a level of clarification I'm comfortable with, I don't know what to do. So Comics Legend says, wow, the artwork on Grimm looks great. Yeah, I mean, by all means, please do go check it out. He's not a scammer. He will deliver. As far as I know. I mean, please, I can't guarantee anything. But yeah, maybe he is afraid, Mike. I understand that. I mean, I can totally understand that. But I mean, this is a guy that'll take money from Box Day. I mean, if he's not afraid to take money from Box Day, then why would he be afraid to say, yes, I agree with everything Comicsgate is about, and I am Comicsgate? I mean, we're not like we're not a cult. We're not a secret society. We're just a mentality. We're a mentality that wants to make comics great again. We want to get all this political propaganda out of comics and just produce great books. If you can't just say, I agree with that and I stand with that, then I mean, what can you stand with? I mean, all he wants to stand with is saying that I'm a Christian. I get that. I'm a Christian. I'm also Japanese. I'm also an American. I'm also a man. I'm all, you know what? There's a million things you can label yourself with that don't freaking define you down to the bone. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to continue to talk to him, but I don't know. Nah, I didn't want to get into this. Wasn't he blacklisted? Nothing to lose. Well, they look like chicken fries from Burger King. Never had them. I think those were just regular fries. Do we have a worse stink than Vox Day in the eyes of SJWs? Who would attack him? No, we don't. I mean, Vox Day, I don't know Vox Day, so I can't say I don't like the guy. I don't like some of the things he's said. I don't like his opinion of my existence, which is that, you know, mongrels. Someone said that, well, he would look at you like, you know, like the way he'd look at a retarded child or something. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. I'm a half-breed. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, so somebody with that mentality, I can't wrap my head around. And, you know, that's, to me, that's racist. He's posted stuff on his blog about how people, it's scientifically proven that people are disgusted when they see people of different races together. Okay, I'm not sure where he's getting his information. Is everyone here disgusted when they see people of opposite? Because it's scientifically proven, yo. So let me know if you've been disgusted by seeing a Japanese woman with a Mexican man. You let me know. Is that disgusting? Were you on the verge of puking your guts out because you saw a white man with a black woman? Did it make you want to vomit in disgust? I can't understand it. It's just, it's so beyond me. The only time it's disgusted me was seeing it on Star Wars. That kiss was so beyond awkward. It was but let's not talk about Star Wars. Okay. You didn't know Vox said these things. Yeah, when Vox became in my field of view, I want to know the truth about things because I heard all the accusations, all that kind of stuff. So I just went and researched it, and I looked up some of the stuff that he had claimed, that people had claimed he had said, and then I went to the links on his actual blog, and I read his words, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna not associate with that fella over there. Because yeah, I mean, he may not be out there with pitchforks and you know, burning crosses and that stuff, but that's just a couple of inches too far over on that side of the field for me personally. So hey, it's Dean Kane. Hey, Emerald Centurion. My knowledge of Vox is nil. Yeah, so was mine until this stuff came up, and so that's why I looked into it, because I try to do my research, and I don't want to cast aspersions on anyone who doesn't deserve it. So all I know about Vox Day was the comic Ethan showed me one time. Looking good, looking good. All races have them. All races have what? Sorry, did I miss something? Ethan Van Tico will come after you. Your boy Zach is doing his part. He's collecting mixed kids like Pokemon. That boy doesn't like a garden. He likes to just spread his seed all over the landscape. He and Sagan will come to your house. Race mixing is a beautiful thing. Race mixing is a beautiful thing. Mixed race children are, I firmly believe, the healthiest and obviously the most beautiful children in all the world. I think it's funny because I've seen like two unattractive, you know, like an unattractive white dude and an unattractive black girl. They get together and bam, they create supermodels. You know, it's like, you mix the palette a little bit, and you can make just like stunningly beautiful people, and very genetically healthy, because it's just like dogs, right? You take a dog and you breed out all the differentials out of its genetics, and you get a purebred dog. Well, everybody knows, who's ever had a purebred dog, they're like unhealthy, because you bred out so much of one thing that you know, you'll get a dog that only lives 6-7 years, whereas you can like go to the pound, get a mutt who's been, you know, the product of 12 generations of wild dogs boning in alleyways. That thing will live to be 30. So yeah, a variation of genetics is healthy and beautiful, and anyone who thinks otherwise can go eat the poop. Everyone has mixed race in them, so his comments are stupid. I totally agree. Can you and Edwin get Captain Cummings a vacation in Hawaii? He is really white. One light, and I am blinded watching his vids. Fanboy Lando soy child dong lover. I'm with Mike on this. It took longer for me to read your name than your comment. Eat the poo-poo, followers. Mike, you will lose your racist label pretty quick now. I'm sorry. I know, I really, really wanted that racist label that that apparently I have to have. But here I stand. I can do no other. They eat the poo-poo. They do eat the poo-poo. They can all eat the poo-poo. Mexicans from my parents and older are so against mixed couples. It seems to be common among a lot of cultures. It's common among a lot of cultures. Oh yeah. Like especially homogenous cultures. You know, like Japan, Korea, whatever. Wherever you have singular homogenous cultures, there's going to be, especially with the older generation, you're going to have people who do not take kindly to the idea of blending the palettes. Yeah, I mean, even my dad, when he married my mom, he brought us over here. He said he didn't want us to learn Japanese because he thought we'd have accents, and he thought our life would already be difficult enough being half-breeds in America. But he didn't realize that maybe it was because he was raised in Iowa. Oh, no. Was he raised in Iowa? I think he was raised in Iowa. And there's a lot of, well, and plus he was, you know, that older generation. But we lived in Hawaii and then San Diego and then San Jose. California is like the United Colors of Benetton. We are just, everywhere you go here, it's like mixed bag. I mean, I was just at the hospital and I was purposefully paying attention to the diversity of just the people there. And it's like, it's just how it is here. It's so incredibly diverse that it's really a complete non-issue. And it doesn't matter if you're going to Albertsons or to Nordstrom's or whatever. Diversity is just like, it's so natural here. It's a complete non-issue. And that's the way I feel it should be in comics and in entertainment and everything. It's just, look, like when you're casting something, if the role calls for a black dude, cast a black dude. If the role doesn't call for a specific race, cast the best actor. Right? Yeah, just don't shove it down people's throats in order to create a political, a new political paradigm. It's anyways. Mike's accent is thick. Later, Galactus. The outpatient. Grand Wizard Micus Miller will now have his position under review. Get ready to turn in your KKK badge. I apologize for nothing. Sorry. Protect me from Vox Day. Outpatient. He was just being a dad. You hope for the best things for your kids. but you also worry about the worst things. Yeah, and it was the 70s, and things were different then. Huh? In your room. It was the 70s. Things were different. You know, we were 8 years out of the Civil Rights Act, which gave not only blacks but Asians the right to vote, the right to own property, the right vote, property, and citizenship. Right? I was born in 1971. We were 8 years out from the 1963 Civil Rights Act. So, you know, it was understandable for my dad to sort of have that, and it, you know, and because of that, it's understandable. You know, I try to look at the older generation and give them a little bit of leeway, because, you know, it's hard to give an old, you know, train an old dog with new tricks. I forgot how. Hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And you can have people who are the most loving, caring grandparents in the world, and they're still going to have this weird streak of racism that you and I can't understand, because we were raised in the 80s, 90s, 2000, or, you know, the aughts, the teens, and all this stuff is just like, it's like nothing. Like, to me, it's absolutely nothing. Race is absolutely nothing to me. It's just like a fun little aside, you know. Yes, I'm Japanese. I play up the Japanese part of my heritage because I don't know. I like it. I like the heritage, but it's not, you know, like I said the other day, I've never used it as an advantage in anything, and I don't think I should be able to, or would if I could. So yeah, it's just such a nothing issue, and our generation generally, if we're reasonably minded, generally thinks it's a nothing issue. But then we have the race baiters and the people who are trying to divide us through identity politics and tear our country apart, that are trying to force it back into the issue it was in the 60s. And it's insanity. Nasser says, this is such a bigoted system, bigoted stream. You need to be more woke. Interracial marriage was also still outlawed in quite a few states. You mean in the 60s? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, the Civil Rights Act, passed by a majority of Republicans and a minority of Democrats, for those of you who are keeping score, was a great, wonderful thing. I'm glad for them. I think there were 3 different ones, right? 63, 65, 67. Am I misremembering that? But yeah, I mean, think about being born 8 years after your people were given the right to be citizens, given the right to vote, given the right to own property. Isn't that bizarre? I mean, it feels like such ancient history, but it was literally less than a decade before I was born. So strange. So yeah, I give them a little bit of a berth, the older generation. I would give Donald Trump a little bit of a berth. He's 71 years old now, right? I give my mom a wide berth. She's not only of that generation, but she's Japanese too. So, but it's gotten to the point where it's pretty much harmless. They don't, you know, it's not like it's just such a different world now. I just wish it would stop being an issue. I wish people would stop pushing it as an issue. But alas. Rainbolt says, white guys went from being predominantly racist to be falling head over heels for Asian girls. Little China doll, China girl. Outpatient, we're the same age. I was born in 70. We're on the same page. The race issues, the gay issues were over until ideologues started using them as wedge issues. Yes, they're doing it to gain power. And that's the poor thing, the sad thing about the people in these identity groups. They don't understand that they're being used as pawns for the sake of the Democrats and the social Marxists who just want to tear the nation apart and take power for themselves. I'm pure-blooded American, 100% mutt. Yes, Dennis Paruk. Oh my gosh, my kids are such mutts. Okay, let's go through my kids. Japanese, Norwegian, Scottish, English, Dutch, German, French, Swiss, Ainu, Jewish, Russian, French, although French on my side too. I'm trying to go through my wife's now. Chiricahua, Apache. What's the other one? Lithuanian? I think maybe Lithuanian. Jill, what was, are you Lithuanian or what was it? I keep forgetting. Your nationality? Lithuanian. Yeah, and Lithuanian. Talk about mutts. They have like a dozen cultures to choose from if they want to identify as something. Sounds like your heritage. Cool. It's also like 40 years after FDR put your people in camps. Another racist dem. Yeah, but we've covered that. I was okay with the camps. Asians got the right to vote in the 1940s, were citizens and could own property before the 1960s. I'm pretty sure that was the 1963 Civil Rights Act, Jiminy. But if you want to go check it out for me, go ahead. Racism is literally retarded. It promotes weaker genetics and mental deficiency. We all bleed red. Knock it off already. Besides, I've seen hot girls everywhere. Yes, this is true. This is very true. There are. It's very loud, isn't it? Can you guys hear that piano in the background? Close the door. So I'm feeling a nice cool breeze from outside. I have a fan in the hallway blowing air in here. I really do need to work, but it's like so hot. And my air conditioner seems to be just... Is the AC not on? We'll make sure it's on. Oh, I'm sweating in my pants. It's sweating in my pants. Mike's breaking out the Ancestry.com results. No, that's just what I know. Can you imagine if I did a DNA test? It would probably be even more. But I don't know. I have this paranoia about giving my DNA records to a company. I don't know if that's legit paranoia, but mutts are loyal, purebreds are sickly and aloof. Another great thing about multicultural is all the great foods. Ah, yes. I'm a total foodie. And living in San Diego, there's so many great foods here from all these different cultures. Like I said, this is the United Colors of Benetton. San Diego is the freaking United Nations, and there is great food from every corner of the world here if you want to look for it. There's this Himalayan place that serves the best freaking curry. Maybe I should do that tomorrow. And obviously, San Diego has like the best Mexican food in the world, even better than Mexico, if you ask me. Are you a warm weather guy or a cold weather guy? I am a perfect weather guy. I don't like it too hot. I obviously I can't deal if it's too warm because I can't work if I'm sweating. And I like it when it's a little cold, but I hate bone-chilling cold. I thought I was Irish, but Ancestry came back saying Iranian. Well, you know, that's right next to each other in the dictionary. Okay, the 1964 Civil Rights Act prevented discrimination based on race, gender, religion, and national origin. But minorities had voting rights, property rights, and were legal citizens decades before that. Can you find out when exactly? Because I'm working off of some misremembered information. And you guys know me. I hate to be wrong. I only want to believe in the truth. So, yeah, correct me by all means. I will marry a Japanese restaurant. You have a Meg shirt. I do have a Meg shirt. You want to see? Meg with my cover on it. So, yep, I got my Meg shirt on. Gattaca is coming. Casey just answered that. I haven't made beef curry in a long time. I had beef curry 3 days ago, I think. Texas has something to say about that. Not sure if it was Ancestry or 23andMe, but one of them sold all the data to a pharmaceutical company. Oh! Great. Years ago, I worked with a guy who is a member of the Heritage Front, a white power organization up here in Canada. Those guys have scary ideas. SJWs throw around the word way too easily, the outpatient says. Okay, I made a post a month or two back on Twitter saying, you know, hey, any of you Vox Day racists or Vox Day style racists or something like that, I just want you to know that I am a mongrel. So if you have a problem with that, before you support me, I'm just putting it out there. And interestingly, and I don't want to give these guys too much credit, but I think because they were not like on the opposite side of the spectrum, because you know how SJWs are like I don't want to hear your argument. Blah, blah, blah. They dialogued with me because I was, and they were, and I, so they were making the argument that that the reason they are forced into this corner of trying to save the white race was because they were being bred out of existence, right? As if you know, because once you've got a little yellow in your white, you're off-white. Once you've got a little black in your white, you're gray. So you're not going to be white anymore. So that they're afraid of the white race disappearing from the face of the earth, which is patently ridiculous in the sense that they certainly may become a minority in Europe, because in Europe, every 2 people is only generating 1.2 or 1.3 offspring. So they are diminishing their population. Meanwhile, in Europe, the Muslim immigrants from Africa and the Middle East are multiplying at a rate of 8 for every 2 offspring. So if you do the math, and this progress continues exactly as it is today, by the year 2050, the white people of Europe will be in the minority. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's Europe. But the solution to that is not racism and blaming the mixing of the races. The solution to that is, you know, get in the bedroom, make some babies. Bye. It seems like such an obvious solution, and a fun one too. It's the best thing on earth. Having kids. I mean, I have 5 kids. I love it. It's absolutely my favorite thing on earth is my kids. And there's nothing. I would let the whole rest of my house burn down. I'd still be happy because I have my kids. So why are you so obsessed with having an extra car or having a three big screen TVs or a, you know, $1 million house, when all of that stuff is just crap? It's all gonna burn. Who cares about it? Make some more kids, man. If you're really worried about the white race being extinguished, make more. It's not that hard. It's and it's fun. So please, there's your solution. But then another argument that he was making is that, well, the reason we have to adopt these identity politics methodologies, which they admitted were bad and destructive, but their argument was because all the other groups in America have formed their own identity politics, you know, PACs, groups, whatever, in order to change laws and whatnot against black people. And I'm like, so you see that it's evil. You see that it's destructive to our society as a whole, but you're going to adopt it in defense of an imaginary destruction of the white people in America. It's the fact of the matter is that 9.5 out of 10 people of any race are going to be attracted to people of their like race. I just think that's probably standard operating procedure for everybody on Earth, right? So you're going to let 5 or 10% of people who want to go mingle in the other side of the palette determine your I don't know. It just seems so silly to me. I mean, I'm sure it seems silly to the rest of you, but whatever. Let me skip on down. Where I thought I saw Edwin Boyett. Blacklist Universe. Should I tease out these comics I got or leave it for a surprise for tonight? Edwin, why don't you go ahead and tease it out a little bit? Everybody likes a tease. Vox Day isn't white. Okay, that's got very little to do with. I didn't say he was a white supremacist. I didn't. I just said that he was against mongrels, which I am, and it's his own words. So don't tell me I'm misreading something. It's literally what he says on his own blog. That there's a disgust when people see races mixing. Jane Jewel wants Edwin to make it a surprise. Radical Aryans believe they will lose their divine souls if they mix. Well, I guess I've lost my divine soul. Wait, will they or will our children? Am I soulless because of my mother? She's a yellow. Twitter idiots want Supergirl to be black. I think that everyone from Krypton should not only be white, they should be like Norwegian white, you know, practically blue, because that planet, well, at least based on the TV show or the movie, how it was just all frozen. I know the Krypton in the comic books isn't the same, but that would be fun because it's like, hey, our whole culture is like the northernmost part of Sweden, so it's like the whole planet should have been blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and just blue skin, so white that their skin is blue, and you can see their veins coming through like my son Isaac. That would have been great. Redneck Mike accent is amazing. That's Redneck Mike there. I can also do North Carolina. I could do sort of a North-South Carolina. That works too. It's funny how there's different, so many different regions in America with different accents. It's almost like we're an entire continent of different people. Black would make it harder for them to absorb solar radiation. Would it now? I feel like my son with his white skin just, ooh, that'd be interesting. Okay, weird thought. What if the melanin in a Kryptonian's body was their storage of solar energy? So like the more power they use, the whiter they get and the weaker they get. But like if they fly up into the sun, they just absorb all the power, they just turn coal black. And then they're like super strength. And then like you can tell how weak they're getting by how much melanin they're losing, or how much the melanin is dissipating into the strength. Oh, that'd be cool. LOL. Geez, Mike, what if we only saw the part of Krypton? We didn't see the lush jungles and wide deserts, right? Yeah, right. Well, we saw the whole planet, didn't we? In Superman, the movie? Mind you, we are our own redneck accent. They say, hey, how's it going, hoser? All the time. Take off, eh? I lean that way, but just one man's opinion. That's interesting. Maybe I should make a character like that who absorbs, I'm going to write that down, kind of like that, absorbs sunlight and gets darker. And it would be kind of like the anti-racist, because the blacker he is, the more powerful he becomes. And the whiter he is. No, that'd be too political. I'm not going to go there. Sierra Whiskey, how's the sushi today, man? It wasn't great, Sierra. It wasn't great. That was the complaint at the beginning. I did a little riff on going to sushi for lunch at what was known to be the best sushi restaurant in San Diego, and it just did not live up. Did not live up. This is a good original idea. Shelve it and change it from Kryptonian to an original alien race. All right. I'm just going to write it down real quick, and then Power. Oh, I could call him Power Cell. No, maybe not. Charges black plus 8 negative. I'll understand what that means. Another one of my idea papers. You got me maple syrup? Oh. The hockey story. Absorb sushi rolls. That makes the secret identity kind of hard to keep. Yeah. Is that thing done yet? We was Kryptonians. Yeah, scrap that idea, Mike. LOL. Melanin is created to repel sunlight, not absorb it. Yeah, but what if it becomes the storage, right? And so the darker it gets, the more it repels, because it's storing it up so much that it stores up a maximum when he's like coal black. Kwanzaa would approve. They're actually making a show based on Krypton, based on Superman's death. Yeah, I don't know what else. Call it the Black Sun. Kind of like that. Ooh, maybe I'll make him a villain. That would seem so racist, though. I might have to make him like an anti-hero. I don't know. It's getting too hard to get good sushi here. Sorry, brother. Krypton was good. Oh, is it already out? Is Krypton already out?
Hey, you forgot to put the stars on Monster's patch.
Where? Oh, dude, they're teeny tiny. You know how small that is on the page? It's like this big. You can't draw stars on that. They'll just be black. Always the critic. That goes to me. S2 is getting interesting. What is S2? Oh, season 2. Season 2? It's already in season 2? Dang it. Make him a villain. Call him Killer Tan. Lithium ion guy would be a bit cumbersome. Like, your idea sounds like Michael Jackson. You guys are terrible. Last game you played, if any. What's the last game I played? Was it Overwatch or World War II? World War II? World War II. I haven't played in a long time. It's been months, probably. I need to take a break and do some gaming. Any chance of LONESTAR getting a Canadian friend who can throw hockey pucks or use hockey stick weapon while riding a moose? I'll look into that for you, buddy. He doesn't have to have a secret identity. Yeah, villains don't need secret identities. Maybe I'll make him a villain. Yeah, got another contribution. Oh, I'll mention it again then. For those who are new, who haven't been here for the last month or so, I have an Indiegogo still on as an in-demand store. It is for my comic. Here, I'll show you the page I'm working on. Lone Star, Heart of the Hero. Check it out. There's some preview pages on there. And if you like it, by all means, please do drop a couple ducats and grab yourself some Lone Star. Blazing solar eyes and pitch black skin. Yeah, black hole sun. Black hole sun. How long does it take to store and use? Is it immediate? Is it only part of his body? I could call him Farmer's Town. That would look bad, man. It just okay, this isn't that funny. I have to stop. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Memes.
Only the arms turn black, and it's immediate when he discharges the stores. His pigment lightens. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We can't hear you over the background noise. Someone complained. Isn't Sunspot from the X-Men kind of like this? Does Sunspot absorb energy from the sun? I thought that was just like his power was he. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Oh, blister. There's a song about being a blister in the sun. Yes. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Edwin, I feel like I'm hearing my own voice in the background. Oh, yeah, you were hearing your own voice in the background. Is it done? What? Still exporting. So, got him. He can control what part turns black. And he goes zebra. Sunspot's power comes from the sun, and he does get completely black, but he starts as... Is he Latino? Gosh, I forget. But he starts really dark brown. I think it would just have been hilarious if he started as, like, you know, Norwegian white. I'll create him and I'll call it... I'll call him Isaac after my white boy with blonde hair. Wearing less means more power. Oh my. Yes. He must absorb. He wears a banana hammock to absorb as much possible power as possible. And it's a yellow banana hammock. So when he's completely dark, all you see is... You guys are terrible. This is... Robert de Acosta, yes. Does Indiegogo pay out as soon as the campaign is over? No, it does not. It takes about 5 business days. I'm supposed to get the money tomorrow. I hope so. Because I need to start paying some people off here. I am dying. The mental image burns. We could literally call him Banana Hammock. Isn't that how we did Starfire? Wait, what? Use your son's middle name. Oh, Jerome. Jerome. That was my dad's name. I named all my kids middle names after family members that had passed away, except for one. Loon Cloth. He should be African albino that gets darker as he absorbs sunlight. It would sell nowadays, maybe. Edwin Boyette, you just invented Sunspot from the New Mutants. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's I guess it is a little too Start with banana hammock and build from there. Banana hammock, fighting for righteousness and loincloths everywhere. He absorbs solar energy, super strength, and then some other abilities. He blasts, from what I recall. Okay. So yes, Edwin Boyette for $2.99. Thank you for the super chat, Edwin. I think Black Sun and Power Cell is cool. Yeah, Power Cell works. Power Cell. I mean, basically, so Sunspot basically just stole Superman's power. Right? Villain. Very villain. Villian. Villain. Villian. Villain is V-I-L-L-A-I-N. Villain. Villain. Not Villian. You're writing Villian. Todd the Wolf. Sorry to call you out. Exactly. I know all of Mike's characters are wearing banana hammocks under their clothes. Well, you know, you need that support. It's, you don't want to just be hanging out there. It's okay. We're going in the wrong direction in this stream. 99 viewers. They're running away. The viewers are running away. They don't want to think about banana hammocks. They don't want to think about glistening black men in banana hammocks. Although JJ might. I really want to see the panel where he punches someone so hard in a single blow that he turns white. Oh, that'd actually be great, because like he uses all of his power in one thing, and then he becomes completely vulnerable. That'd be cool. I've always wondered how dangerous Medusa's armpit hair is. Do you think she shaved her leg hair? Nothing new under the sun. Crossover where he fights Blackula. I think he snapped. Are you talking about me? You think I snapped? I haven't snapped. I'm fine. I just wanted to cool down enough in here so that I can work. Why haven't we had a Mike Miller and Nerd Wonder stream? Who's Nerd Wonder? I don't think I even know Nerd Wonder. Name him Starpoint. Ace. Tor. The SS had blacks. Africans. TMI to think about. Banana hammocks for sale on Crypto Fashion soon. Only yellow ones. Yellow banana hammocks. Yeah, this might be a case of heat stroke. I'm sorry, guys. This is getting to be a really weird stream. Maybe I should cut it off. You know what I actually have to do that I forgot was like do today is the next Game of Thrones cover. So if you guys want, I can come back and do like I can do the breakdowns on the no, because then I'm all freaking hot. I hate sweating on the Wacom tablet more than I hate sweating on paper. Okay, 1943. Jiminy finally comes back. All right, so here is the correct information, and I apologize for giving you the wrong information, folks. The 15th Amendment in 1870 gave black men the right to vote. The 19th Amendment in 1920 gave all women, including blacks, the right to vote. In 1943, Chinese Americans were given the right to citizenship and the right to vote by the Magnuson Act. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 granted the right to vote to all American or Asian Americans, although many state laws allowed Japanese Americans to vote earlier, including World War II. Okay, so I had my decade wrong. I was thinking it was 1963, but it was 1952. So, okay, in that case, it was 19 years, not 8 years. But still, that's like, I mean, this kid's 17 years old, so that's it's a blink of an eye. It's less than 2 decades. So yeah, this is where bad sushi leads. Okay. No, it's getting good. This is getting good. This is getting loopy. I think NASA will be the first one to fulfill all his orders. It's a race to see who will be first. And I can't, still in our parents' lifetimes. Yes, that is correct, that person. That is correct. That's how far and how fast we've come as a nation. You know, I mean, for most of you guys, it's a non-issue, right? And you'd love it to be a non-issue, and you love if everyone would just judge each other by the quality of their character, not the color of their skin. I have a dream that people would pay attention to Martin Luther's dream. All people declared citizen in 1866. Civil Rights Act. Wow, where did well, I must have been reading something wrong. I'm going to go look this stuff up for myself. Not that I doubt your research. I mentioned this to Ben yesterday, but are you familiar with Mouse Utopia experiment? No, I am not. Not at all. We were worried about the Russians, other white guys. I have to run and do some work for the order. Hear you later. All right, Todd, peace out. Someone help. I can't stop hearing in sync. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I am going to tap this out. Is that exported though? It's not working. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stand by. Look it up, Mike. Trust no one. Yeah, I think I will. So yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for having some sushi and comics with me. I hope I was making sense at least towards the beginning of this rant, and it does feel like it's cooling off a little bit in here. So I may actually start drawing in a bit. It's only 6 o'clock in the afternoon. What a great time to start drawing. I love you all. Come back. Like, subscribe, bell for notifications. Get to LONESTARcomic.com. Check out the Indiegogo if you have not done so far. And if you have, please share it with someone you love. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. I'll listen to prayer. Love you guys. Peace out.